So hello friends, welcome to my another lecture on discrete mathematical structure, and the topic that we are going to discuss today is the normal forms. In the last lecture we have discussed about the NAND and the NOR gates, and we have discussed them as the universal gates. Before that we have discussed about the complete set of connectives. So today we are going to continue with the same contents, and today we are going to discuss about the normal forms in discrete mathematical structure. Before moving ahead, I would like to request you all to subscribe my channel and share the videos to your friends and your students. Dear friends, let us move ahead and discuss the contents that are needed to be discussed. The next thing is we need to define about what is the meaning of the normal form. So basically in normal form, in order to define a normal form, let us define a formula. So let A is a formula with the atomic variables P1, P2, P3 so on up to Pn, be a statement formula where P1, P2 so on up to Pn are the atomic variables. For any formula, what we can do is we can construct a truth table for that formula, and we can check whether the given formula is a tautology or is it a contradiction or it is a neither. It is neither tautology or nor contradiction. Now, whenever a given formula is neither tautology nor contradiction, then we say that the given formula is satisfiable. So if in your truth table, if you find all the entries, final entries of the formula are truths, we say that it is tautology. Whenever you find that all the outputs are false, at that time we say that it is contradiction, and it is contradiction. And whenever your formula is neither tautology nor contradiction, it means that some of the outcomes are truths and some of the outcomes are false. In that case we say that the given formula is satisfiable. I say that it is satisfiable. So these are the three very important definitions: tautology, contradiction and satisfiable. The problem of determining a finite number of steps, whether a given statement formula is tautology or contradiction, or whether it is a satisfiable is a decision problem. So if you want to identify whether a given formula is a contradiction or is it a tautology or it is a satisfiable, in that case you may require a huge amount of time, and the time may grow in terms of 2 raised to n. That is, the number of rows will grow in terms of 2 raised to n in case of constructing the truth table and solving the problem. The construction of the truth table, as already we have discussed about, involves a finite number of steps, and as such a decision problem in the statement calculus always has the solution. So your truth table method will always give you the solution. But the problem with the truth table solution is that it grows very much quickly. It grows exponentially, and because of that it is not feasible. So it is better to convert the formula to some standard form, and that standard forms are called as the normal forms. So let us discuss about the normal forms. Basically there are two normal forms. One is called as the disjunctive normal form and another is called as the conjunctive normal form. So let us start with the disjunctive normal form. So a disjunctive normal form can be defined as, let us use the term product in place of conjunction and sum in place of disjunction. So I am going to term this conjunction as product. Previously I used to say that this is conjunction, and this symbol, the disjunction symbol, as the sum. Let us recall this instruction, and these connectors are always also called as product. So conjunction is also called as a product and the disjunction is also called as a sum. So a product of variables. Now let us define what is a product of variables. A product of variables and their negation is called as an elementary product. What is a product? Product is product of variables and their negations. So for example here in this case not P and Q, Q and not P and not P, Q and not Q and P and not P, P and not P, Q and not P, just a P, these are all called as elementary products. Similarly, a sum of the variables and their negation is called as an elementary sum. For example, so sum, this is a sum, this is a disjunction. So just a P is also a elementary sum, not P or Q is a elementary sum, P or Q is also is elementary sum. So P or Q is also a elementary sum, and all these symbols are the elementary sum. These are the examples of the elementary sum. Let us move ahead and let us try to know more things about the elementary sum and elementary product to understand the disjunctive normal form properly. Any part of the elementary sum or any, so let us say any part of the elementary sum or product which is itself an elementary sum or product is called as a factor. So for example, if let us say if your equation is this one, so your elementary product is this one, not P and not Q and P and not P, then in that case we say that not Q is one of the factor, P is one of the factor of this formula, not P is one of the factor of this formula, along with that P and not P is one of the factor of this formula. So then not Q and P is one of the factor of this formula. So all these are called as the factors of the formula. So any part of the elementary sum or the elementary product which itself is an elementary sum or product is called as a factor. So in this case not Q and P and not P, as I told, then not Q and P are all the factors of this particular formula. The following holds, that means for elementary sum and elementary products. So these two statements are very much important and they they always satisfy. So a necessary and sufficient condition for an elementary product to identically false. So assume that you have an elementary product, okay, let us say elementary product with three variables P and Q and R. So the necessary and sufficient condition for the elementary product to be identically false is that it contains at least one pair of the factors in which one is the negation of other. For example, if, so I will, let me write it here. So if your formula consists of any factor of this type where one is the negation of the other, and let other factors can be anything, but if it contains any one pair of the factors in which one is the negation of the other, at that time it will be identically false. I'm sorry for this, it will be identically false. So if you have a product, at that time the product will be identically false if any of the factor of your formula is of this form where one variable is the negation of the other variable. The second necessary and satisfiable condition for elementary sum, now this is about the elementary sum, is the necessary and the sufficient condition for elementary sum to be identically true is that it contains at least one pair of factor in which one is the negation of others. For example, if it contains, so this is sum. So if such type of any equation is there where I have P or not P, so this one, if such any factor is of this type, in that case it will be always true. So it is identically true. For instance, we already know, we have studied these things in the formulas previously. So some theorems. So P and not P is always false. We already know this is identically false. Hence P and not P appears in the elementary product, then the product is identically false. So false is ended with anything, it means that it will be false. Similarly, P or not P is identically true. Hence if P or not P appears in the elementary product, then the product is identically true. So P or P, let us say P or not P or anything, let us say X is any formula. So P or not P is true or any formula is going to be true. We should remember this. Let us move ahead and let us try to know more things and let us try to define the disjunctive normal form. Now it is a disjunctive normal form. Here by knowing the previous preliminaries, previous basic definitions, let us try to define what is disjunctive normal form. This disjunctive normal form is also called as sum of products. So in mathematically if you are doing something like this, 4 multiplied by 5 plus 3 multiplied by 7 plus 2 multiplied by 6. If you are writing any formula of this type where it is sum of all the products, then we say that it is sum of products. Okay, and here we did not have the connectors as multiply and plus. We have the connectors here are product and sum. So the same thing we need to make use of. So let us try to give the proper definition. So here what we have to do is the formula, a formula which is equivalent to given formula and which consists of sum of elementary products. Now it consists of sum of elementary product, which means what? There are some elementary products P and Q. Then another elementary product is Q and R. Another elementary product is Q and not Q. Let us say if it is of the format, so there are elementary product and these are summed together, then we say that it is sum of product, or this is called as disjunctive normal form. What we have to do is whenever any formula is given, at that time we have to convert it. We have to convert it to this particular format. So if your given formula is consist of the, let us say, conditional or biconditional statement, you have to convert them to and, or, and negation, and then wherever necessary we can apply the De Morgan's laws or associative laws or distributive laws or commutative laws to convert the formula into some of the product format. So let us see some examples. Let us try to discuss some examples based on this and then try to understand what. So let us try to understand. So let us consider the first example. First example is R biconditional S. Prove that R biconditional S is equal to R and S or not R and not S. So this is sum of product. This is sum of product. So this is sum and this is summing all the products. So this is one product, this is another product. Okay. Then I can rewrite this R biconditional S as R implies S and S implies R. We already know this particular formula. This is by A if and only if B is equivalent to A implies B and B implies A. The same formula is applied over here. Then this can be again rewritten as not R or S. So this is by P implies Q is equal to not P or Q. So not R or S and not S or R. Now what is happening here is it is not products. This is not products. So I want to bring the products over here and I want to bring the sum over here. So for that purpose, what I will do is I will apply the distributive law over this. So what happens is so solving this further. So not R and not S, that is taken here. Then not R and R, that is taken here. Then S and this R is taken in between. Okay. So this is the distributive law. Then S and not S, S and not S, or S and R. S and R. So here what we can see is R and not R. This is always true. This is always false. And false or anything will be that anything. So we can eliminate this as well as we can eliminate this. Okay. So we are eliminating here not R and R and S and not S. What we get is we get this equation. This is equal to R and S or not R and not S. So what we have done is we have applied the formulation method here. We have tried to resolve this one to by biconditional to conditional and conditional to disjunctions, and then we converted these disjunctions to the conjunctions, and while after converting it to the conjunctions, wherever the false values are generated, so at that time that values have been eliminated over here. So I can say that these two formulas are equivalent. Let us move ahead and let us try to solve another two problems which are based on disjunctive normal form. First formula is convert P and P implies Q to disjunctive normal form. So what I want to do is I want to convert it into some, let us say, P and Q format or P and not Q, whatever format. So it is sum of the products in this particular format. So given formula is this. So now if I expand this, what I get is I get P and not P or Q. And further extending this, now what we can do is, what we can see over here is here is a disjunction and here is a conjunction. I want to bring the conjunction outside and disjunction, so I want to separate it. Okay, so separating it, what we get is we get P and not P. So we get here P and not P or P and Q, which itself is in a sum of product form. So these are the sums, these are the sum, and this is the product, this is the product, and this is sum. So it is sum of product format. Even what you can do is you can eliminate this, you can take it as false and or P and Q. So remaining answer will be only P and Q. A single product format is also a sum of product format, as we have already discussed. Okay, so this is the particular answer which is in the SOP or disjunctive normal form. Let us consider another example. Not of P and Q, not of P or Q is biconditional P and Q. So try to convert this into the disjunctive normal form. So previously we have seen in the previous this one. So let us go back here. So P implies Q. So it is R implies S can be taken as R and S or not R and not S. So we can make use of the same for solving the next one. So not P or Q implies, that is biconditional P and Q. So we are using the same formula in the previous, which we have solved in the previous examples, that is R biconditional S is equal to R and S or not R and not S. Now this becomes R and this becomes S. So this R is going to be replaced by this part, this factor, and S will be going to replace by this factor in this particular whole equation. So let us do that, and after doing that what we get is we get not of P implies Q as it is, and this and P and Q, that is S, or this is or it is P and Q, that is not R. So R is this one, means not of P or Q will be P or Q, and not of P and Q, so not of this. So if we solve this, what we get is here not of P or Q is there, and I can take this inside, and this value, whole value will be converted to the product type. So here I am taking it, you can see here this not is taken inside, so it becomes not P, and this or is converted to and not Q, this and as it is, and this P as it is, and as it is, Q as it is. So this itself is one product, this is one product. Even if I do not solve this further, no problem, but I have to bring all other formulas into the product format. Now it is sum. This is one product, this is not a product, this is a sum. So I have to convert this one into the product format, and here is a product and this is the sum. So again I will apply the distributive law over here as we have applied in the previous example. So what we get is, so this part as it is, I am not changing anything in this part. What I am doing is P or Q and not P, or P and Q and not Q. So I have applied the distributive law over here, and what I get is again this part is nothing is changed in the first part, but so it becomes P and not P, or Q and not P, that is here. Then or this or is taken here, then P and not Q, that is here, and Q and not Q, which is in the SOP, Further, if you want, you can eliminate this statement because it is Q and not Q and it is going to be false. You can eliminate this statement. You can also eliminate this whole statement because it consists of P and not P. So you can eliminate this. So finally you can stop here itself. This is also a disjunctive normal form, or otherwise what we can do is we can write it as not P and Q, or P and not Q. This is also a particular answer. So what I mean here is there can be multiple principal disjunctive normal form. Disjunctive normal form can be distinct. So for a given formula there can be multiple disjunctive normal form. So dear friends, let us move ahead and let us discuss some more concepts related to the disjunctive normal form. So as I told that this disjunctive normal form is not formula for a given formula is not unique. There can be multiple disjunctive normal forms. In fact, different disjunctive normal forms can be obtained for a given formula, and if the distributive law is applied in the different ways. Okay, and all of them are going to be equivalent to each other. For example, for this example, P or Q and R. So there can be P or Q and R. This itself, now this itself is a disjunctive normal form. But what we can do is we can again extend this and we can convert this one into this format, and this is also a this is not a disjunctive normal form. This is not a disjunctive normal form, but we can rewrite it as P and P, then P and Q, then P and R and Q and R. So this is the disjunctive normal form. This part is also a disjunctive normal form. The third part is also a disjunctive normal form. So there can be multiple disjunctive normal form for a given formula. With this, let us move ahead to another type of normal form, and that is called as the conjunctive normal form. Now, previously we have discussed about the disjunctive normal form. Disjunctive normal form is sum of products, as we have previously seen. So disjunctive normal form is sum of products. Now it is product of sum. Now, so previously the equation was left something like this: A and B, or A and not B, of this type. Now, so it is ORing of the ANDs. It is ORing of the ANDs. Now it will be ANDing of the ORs. So P or Q and P or not Q. So this is one of the conjunctive normal form. This is one of the conjunctive normal form. So let us go ahead and let us try to discuss the different definitions and different concepts about the conjunctive normal form. A formula which is equivalent to a given formula in which consists of product of elementary sum is called as a conjunctive normal form. While discussing the disjunctive normal form, it is sum of the elementary product. Now it is a product of elementary sum. So that is also called as product of sum of the given formula. The method of converting the formula is similar to the way we have converted in the disjunctive normal form. Only our intention in disjunctive normal form was so convert the formula in the sum of product formats. Okay, whereas here our intention will be product of sum formats. So we have to take the decisions in that way so that it will come in the product of sum format. Conjunctive normal form is not unique again. There can be, for a given formula, there can be multiple conjunctive normal form, as in the case of disjunctive normal form. Here, the given formula is identically true if every elementary sum in the conjunctive normal form is true. This we have already seen in the first video of the first slide of this particular lecture. So, if every elementary sum appearing in the formula had at least two factors, of which one is a negation of other at that time, the outcome is always true. So, let us move ahead and let us try to solve some of the examples. So, convert this formula into the conjunctive normal form. So, here first we have to bring this one to the conjunction or disjunction, and then we have to apply the rules so as to get it in the format of sum of product formats. Sorry, get into the format of product of sum. So let us try to solve this. So this can be rewritten as P and not P or Q. So this itself is a conjunctive normal form. So P is a one product, as we have seen in the first slide of this particular lecture. We can go back and check. And not P and Q, not P and Q. This is also a product form. This is also a product form. Sorry, not P or Q. This is also a sum form. This is also a sum form, and they are connected together by a product. So this itself is a product form. Or otherwise, what you can do is you can further solve this to get into the product form. But it is sufficient over here. It is sufficient over here. Let us consider another example so that the formula Q or P and not Q or P and not Q is a tautology. So now we want to show this as a tautology by using the concept of conjunctive normal forms. So we want to do something. We want to bring it into the format of not P or P. Okay, I want to bring it into this particular format, and I want to check whether it is possible. Then in that case I am going to say that it is going to be the tautology. So let us try to solve this. So first we obtain the conjunctive normal form of the formula. Let us obtain that. So this is a given equation: Q or P and Q, P and not Q, and this one is or not P and not Q. So which simplifies to Q as it is, or P and not P. So it is P and not P and not Q. So P or not P. So what I am applying here is I am applying this particular formulation. So I am expanding this one. So what I get is uh, P or not P and not Q, and further there is another thing. So that is equal to Q or P or not P and Q or not Q. So what we find here is this side is always true. Then this P or not P is true, and this true is odd with Q. So true or anything is true. So true and true is again true. So what we can say this is, so this particular equation is going to be true, and this is in the format of product of sum. This is in the I have brought it into the format of, since each elementary sum is tautology, the given sum is tautology. So this is a different type of example that we discussed about. Let us move ahead and let us try to know the next things. So convert the following formula into the conjunctive normal form. So given formula is this. Again we have to simplify this particular equation into the smaller parts to get it into the format of product of sum. So using the rule, R biconditional S is equal to R conditional S and S conditional R. So I am choosing not P as, so this I am considering as R and this I am considering whole as S. So let us rewrite this equation. So this equation becomes not of P or Q, R implies P and Q, and P and Q implies R. So again, if we want to eliminate the implication symbols, at that time we have to use negation sign. So at that time, so this whole equation, if you will see, now here there is an implication. So not of P or Q. So not of not is not eliminated over here. So it becomes P or Q or P and Q. P or Q or P and Q. This and as it is. And now not, this is this P implies Q. So not P, P is this whole. So not of P and Q or not P and not Q, that is over here. And this one is, this negation is taken inside here. The simplification is done, due to that the symbol is changed over here. Moving ahead, what we find is, so this is of the type P or Q or P. So it is this one here, P or Q or P, this part. Okay, and P or Q or Q. P or Q or Q. Okay, and not P or not Q. So this is not P or not Q, expanding this, not P or not Q. By expanding this we will get, and then by I am not changing making any changes here. So this is same kept as it is. Okay, so this P or Q or P, this is the first term, and is here, and this becomes P or Q or Q, that is here. So if we extend this, what we get is P or P is P, or you can keep it as it is. So you get P or Q or P and P or Q, and that is and here. Then not P or not Q, or not P or not Q, or, so I have to bring this one to the some format. So I am taking it over here. So not P or not Q or not P, and this and not P or not Q or not Q. So which is in the conjunctive normal form. And further what you can do is you can eliminate this P and P, you can eliminate. So what you can get over here is P or Q. Okay, and Q and Q you can eliminate, because Q or Q is Q. So again it is P or Q. Okay, then and, so not P and not P can be eliminated. What we get? Not P or not Q. Here also Q or not Q can be eliminated. We get not P or not Q. And this over here, these two are equal and these two are equal. So it can be rewritten as P or Q and not P or not Q. This is another one. This is another one. This is conjunctive normal form. This is also conjunctive normal form, and this is also conjunctive normal form. This is the reason that I was saying conjunctive normal form or disjunctive normal form for a given formula is not unique. So with this particular session ends over here. I hope you have understood about what are the things that we have discussed in this particular video lecture. I request you to be there on the YouTube channel. I am coming up with some new videos on discrete mathematical structures as well as computer algorithms. I request you all to share this particular video lectures to your friends, your teachers, so that they can share them to their students. So with this, let us stop here, and I hope you are feeling getting it easy to understand the concepts over here. Thank you.